Heyo everyone. Some of you may know that I like to play Tetris, and this game here is also about moving blocks and clearing lines. But it's a bit differently here. This game here is called Centrist, and it got released a few days ago. I was lucky and got invited for beta testing, and I played it for 70 hours during the beta. I had a lot of fun with it. This game has 3 different game modes, leaderboards and, settings for controls and also rules. Let's check goal here. As you can see, we are not just clearing one line. We are basically clearing 4 lines at the same time, and we also can't simply clear lines everywhere we want. We can only clear the lines that we see here, so we need to pay attention to the different colored lines here. Now scores. Each layer gives a different amount of points, but we also get points for placing blocks and destroying blocks. How can we destroy blocks? With bombs. We have different bombs and also beams to destroy blocks. Let's start with the different game modes. We have Centrist, Classic and Bombastic. All of them are similar to each other, but there are still enough differences between them. Alright, we will start with the Classic mode here and oh, what a nice perfect clear here. Sadly we don't get more points from that, but that's okay. So, as you can see, every block comes from a different direction. The first one is always from the top, then from the right, then down and then from the left side. And this makes this game really interesting. Another really important thing is that we can't simply clear lines everywhere we want. We can only clear these colored layers here, so we really need to pay attention to the different colors. And now we can already see that it's kinda hard to get back into the middle of the board. Right now it looks good, but there are still many blocks on the outside. Right now I could try to clear this black layer, but when I clear a layer, some blocks will still be left on the board. I can't really clear every block. But the Classic mode has a special mechanic, so it's not really a problem right now. Right now we can see that I focus on clearing the black layer, and there's still so much stuff on the outside, so I will focus on the dark grey layer now. Sometimes it can take a bit until we get the right block, but since we can also move the blocks to a different side, we can stick them into the holes there, and this is really important when it gets faster. Right now I'm at speed difficulty 5, the difficulty is based on how many blocks we destroy. Right now I can also put some blocks into the middle of the board again, to clear more layers and to get more points, but soon you will see that I will only focus on the light grey layer. This is layer 6 and it's really important in the Classic mode. When we clear this layer, something special will happen. As you saw, the entire board collapsed into the middle, and this is the special thing about the Classic mode. When we clear layer 6 or higher, the board will collapse into the middle, and right now I only focus on layer 6. We could also clear layer 7 or 8 to get more points, but that's also harder. So layer 6 is my goal here. We can also avoid these deeper holes, but it's hard. Especially because we also need some block luck. But luckily we have enough space on the sides for all these trash blocks. Mostly it's enough to only think 1 block ahead, but sometimes it's better to think 2 blocks ahead. And there are also situations where it's better to wait for a specific block instead of simply laying them down, because we can accidentally create deeper holes and then we need to wait for the I or L piece, and it can take a while sometimes. I often died because I had to wait for a specific block. Usually I also play a bit faster, but because I just want to show this game here, I don't need to go fast, so don't expect crazy pro gaming here. Let's skip to the end of this round now to see how many points I got. The board looks really bad here, and I'm so close to dying. And I don't have that much space left on the sides, but I need the eyepiece down there. And I'm dead. The next mode is Bombastic, and this round here was 40 minutes long. That was crazy. I also intentionally left this one spot there empty, so I can show something cool with one of the Bombastic features here. This is the filler bomb, and it creates blocks in a 3x3 range. But it can also go through corners like we just saw there, and this is really nice. The filler bomb is really useful because it's only 1 block big and we can move it into some open holes here and there to fill more on the inside of the board. This was the bomb. It destroys all the blocks in the 3x3 range. There's also the big bomb, which destroys all blocks in the 5x5 range. And this was the beam. It destroys all the blocks in 1 line. There's also the mega beam, which destroys all the blocks in 3 lines, and this will save us so many times later. Something that we could do is placing blocks in a specific way, so that we can use the small beam to destroy 1 line of blocks and bombs to destroy the rest of the floating blocks there, so that we can get deeper into the middle of the board again. But I follow a different strategy here, so I don't really destroy that much right now. Maybe you also noticed my cat. Her name is Mila and she really likes to sleep here on my table behind my keyboard. The music in this game also sounds really cool. It really fits into this game. This here is the Shockwave Bomb. It forces blocks within a 5 block radius to collapse towards the center. This in combination with the Mega Beam is my strategy at the end, surviving really long with the help of these two friends. But believe me, the Shockwave Bomb is not only your friend, it's also your enemy. Sometimes it just ruins your board, and I died so many times because of it. The normal collapse on layer 6 and above doesn't exist here. It also doesn't exist in the Centrist mode. It's only part of the classic mode. But since we have bombs, the laser beams and the Shockwave Bomb, we can still survive for a long time. And like I said in the beginning, this round here was 14 minutes long. So let's skip to the end and see how many points I got. Oh, this looks really bad. And there we saw the Mega Beam. And I'm dead. In the top right corner we can also see my high scores, and there's still a big difference between this score here and my high score. The last mode is Centrist, and this is the hardest mode for me, and you can already see why. We have different block shapes, and we also can't rotate the blocks, and this makes this mode really hard. We still have bombs and so, and oh my god. This one block there, this plus shaped block, is the most evil block in this mode. I can really feel the pain right now when I see this block. It ruined my board so many times. But yeah, we still have bombs and beams and the Shockwave Bomb, so my strategy is still the same as in Bombastic, surviving really long in the end because of my two friends. And then this big bully block ruins everything. But yeah, the main difference here is that we have different block shapes, and that we can't rotate the blocks, so we need to think a bit differently here. But there's another problem that I have with this mode. Maybe you can see it, and I don't mean that my cat is gone, no. I'm playing this mode with one hand, and I don't know what I should do with my other hand. Am I the only one who has problems with that? I know what many people would do with their free hand, but this is not an option for me. But enough of that. It feels really weird in some way to play this game with just one hand. But if you want a challenge, then go and play this mode here. This round here was 6 minutes long. This score here is also really far away from my high score, but it's okay. As we saw, all the different game modes are similar to each other, but they are different enough to keep things interesting. And like I said, I played this game for 70 hours during the beta. Let's check the leaderboards now. 350k here, 500k. Looks like Pushy is really good at this game. Wait, I'm Pushy. Wow. This game is pretty cheap, and it also has some achievements. I will definitely play this game here and there in the future. It's fun.